Hi, this is Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems, and in this video I'm going to walk you through some of the key things to consider as you're evaluating SideKick365 xRM Pro. We've put together a demo environment that has a lot of data in it. We were getting a lot of requests from interested people that want to see SideKick365 xRM running in the real world. So we've loaded up around 500 accounts, 1,500 contacts, several hundred opportunities, and a number of documents and tasks have been loaded into the system so that you can get a good feel for how the system works when you have a lot of data loaded into it. Now, I'm just going to take you through some key things to think about as you're looking over the system, and I hope this helps you in your evaluation. I wanted to talk a little bit about some questions that you might have as you're doing the evaluation on why certain things work the way they do. And really the focus of this video is to help you make a decision if SideKick 365 xRM Pro is a good fit for your business. Let's get started. Okay, so what you're going to notice is this is the home page, and I've got tasks that are assigned to Al and S that are open and important. And you can see they're associated with a particular account and a particular opportunity. These are open opportunities that he's working on as well. And let's dive in. It's really the heart of the system are these opportunities. Now when I come into an opportunity, I'll see this basic information about it. I can look at comments, etc. And then I have along the top different items that are associated with this opportunity. I have a task, I have notes, I have documents that are associated with this, and I have the account. And I can see that I need to follow up on the quote by November 15th. The way to add a task is you can do it here under New Item or here under Create New. So let's go ahead and make a new one here. It'll take just a moment. And when I select that, I'll be presented with a screen that'll have the information I need to enter to assign a task about this account in this opportunity. I'll call it take him out to dinner. Okay, so very simple task. I'm going to have a due date, and one thing is we do have arrows. You can't see them too well, but they are here, and you could say by the 25th. And the description will be in progress, and I'll say he loves Thai food. So that'll be something to remind me to take this guy out to dinner. Even with my typo in there, that's okay. And if I want to edit it, I just select the three dots to the left. It's very simple to do that. I'll fix my typo, and I'll save it. Okay, so now I've added a task, and let's take a look and see if it's showing up on the main page. And there it is. I have my fourth task. It's in my task list here at ABC Lock. Now, one thing I might want to do is to say, ABC Lock's interesting. Let me see what's going on with that account. So I can just come into the account, and I can see I have two tasks now, two opportunities, some notes, a lot of documents, and several contacts. Let's go ahead and add a contact to explain what's going on here. Contacts are people that are related to this account. They don't have to necessarily work there. So if I wanted to add a new contact, I can just select the new item again, or I can do it from the drop down as well on my contacts. But I want to associate this guy with this account. So I have this screen, and I have a big select button here. Now the select is to pick someone that already exists in the system. So if you wanted to associate an existing contact with this account, you pick this button. If it's a brand new person you've never seen before, type the information in here, hit save, and what it'll do is it'll create a contact with that account and also add them to the contact list. So next time you hit select, they would show up. Let's go ahead and do select because there's some interesting things I want to take a look at here. What you'll see here is that I have a normal list in SharePoint, and I can also say I want to see all my filter choices here. So when I do that, I could say, okay, let's do the drop down. All the names of the people are listed here. There's 1,500. And it does support type ahead, so I can see, is there anyone in there named Dave? And there's Davis. So I'm going to pick him by just selecting it. Click once and say OK. Now what this will do is it puts Davis as the contact that I want to associate with this account, and I'll hit save. And now when I come in to account, I'll see that I have 4 contacts associated with that account. See, it was just that easy. And if I want to add someone new, I have contacts new, and then what I can do is just type in without picking select. It'll add them to the list. Now some other great things is if you have integrated dial, let's say TCP like NextUC is who we use, these numbers are hot. If you click on it, it'll actually make a phone call to that phone number. It's pretty interesting. Let's look at some opportunities again. So you'll see here that I've got this opportunity listed. And we'll look at some documents now associated with this particular opportunity. Now there's a lot of interesting documents here for you to look at. We've got a scan document, we've got a Word, an Excel, an email, and this. What is this? This is very interesting. This is a voice message that I've got in my inbox in Outlook. Let's take a look and see. If you look, I have messages that I can search through and get, or I have these conversations. Let's look at that. The conversation history is going to show me all of the different phone calls that I've got going on in and out of my system. And if you have integrated messaging, it'll show you calls you have. You can save these right into SideKick. So now I have a record. I can say, hey, I want to put that phone call record into that opportunity. So I'm going to sign in, and I can keep signed in. I've got it here so you can see what you have to do. Make sure I type it right. And I'll use the password that we've got in here. Same one you have. And now I'll get the drop-down list that'll let me save this message into that opportunity. So let's go ahead and do that. It should take just a moment for me to upload that. And then I have my message uploaded. And I'll close that down. Now, the other thing you saw in there, which is very interesting, was I had a message file. And the message is actually pushed in by the NextUC integration that is built by those guys. And I can type message, and the same idea. I'll do a search here, and if I have different messages that come in from the system, I can, the same way, I can type those in and put those into my system so I can save those voicemails. So let me type in voice and see what comes up. Okay, you can see here that I have a voicemail coming in, and if I double click on it, so I guess the word is mail, not message. Same idea. I have this voice message here. I can push that right into SideKick, and that's what I did. If you take a look here, I've got voicemail, and I'll turn it up real loud so you can hear it. But what I can do is just go ahead and open it up. And if I double click on the WAV file,
Hi, this is Linda with Accurate Color, and I want to discuss some opportunities with you. Please give me a call at your earliest convenience. 1-800-555-1222. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
okay, so you can see it's very, very great actually. I'm able to have voice messages that come in and save them right into the account or opportunity, and now I can share those with my team. So very great stuff for us to be working with here. Okay, let's go back into SideKick now and take a look where we are. So that's what that is. Now another interesting thing to play with while you're evaluating is I've got a lot of scanned documents, and we've enabled searchable PDFs from the Kodak scanner, and I've got a bunch of videos on that. So one thing you'll probably want to play with is how good is this? So let's look at illegal command, that phrase right there. We'll go back into SideKick, and I'll type at the main page just the word illegal, and let's see what we find here. So when I come back in here to the main page, and I'll click there, it'll give me a second here. I could do it here too, it doesn't really matter so much, but I'll redraw to get that. and I'll type in illegal. And let's see what comes up. I'm always a little worried when I do this, but there you are. I have different ones, and you can see opportunity 1, the word illegal command right there. So these scanned documents come to life. And what I'm trying to show you here is that the search capabilities are tremendous in SharePoint, and we're leveraging those right with all the other capabilities to give you a tremendous platform for managing all the clutter, documents, emails, voice, paper. You can put them all into SideKick, and it'll manage it very well up in the cloud or on-premise. Now, one thing is about the search. You'll see here is that we have an unfamiliar icon. Just click on the S. It'll take you back into the home page. Okay? Now let's look at some of these documents. This is interesting as well. You'll notice that if I come in and just mouse over this 3 dots and pick it, I'll get a representation of that Word document to see it. Now it doesn't work with everything. Like if I look at the Excel, it has a hard time with that for whatever reason. But with Word it works really well, and I think that you'll continue to see improvements here. Same with PDFs. When I click on it, I don't get that nice preview. But again, it's just another great capability as you're looking at a whole list of things. It'll help you narrow down what to find. Now the other thing I touched on was all these headers are active. And if you want to, you can say, well, I want to filter and look at all my voice messages. So I just click, and I know I have 3 in my documents. Let's say if they're a check and voice messages. Let's say just the checks. Okay, and if I want to see my check, just double click on it. And there we go. I have different checks I've scanned into the system as well. And I can look and see now, where was that check? What was that associated with in the system? And I'll come up here in a second. And I can see it's with this ABC lock and key, but no opportunity. So going back over here to my accounts, let's look at that. That's interesting. Let's go into ABC lock and key, and we'll see a couple of things going on that I want to point out during your evaluation. Now if you look, I've got 8 documents here in the account. And if I click on that, what I will see is that I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 associated with that opportunity 1, and 2 that are just associated with the account and no opportunity, and that's fine. So the idea is that accounts roll up all the documents from underneath them, all the accounts, and again you could filter it any way you want. Let's go to opportunity. Let's say that it's empty. So now I'm looking at documents that are not associated with any opportunity. I go back in and I'll clear that, and now I'll see all of my documents associated with that account again. Okay, so I hope you're starting to see the power of this system. What we've done is we're leveraging all the great functionality of SharePoint, and then we've built this app on top of it. And I think at this point you've got enough information now to start playing around to see how it's going to work for you. Feel free to enter in a new account, opportunity, etc. And when you do that, the required fields have a star next to them. The only thing I ask is don't delete anything, and don't add anything that would be inappropriate, please, because we have a lot of people looking at this right now. So if you'd be kind enough just to go ahead and use it professionally for us, and go ahead and you can add in contacts, opportunities. I guess I'll show you one last thing to be aware of. You're going to see these select buttons on some screens, and what that's telling you is that it wants you to pick an account that exists. Opportunities have to have an account. So you can see it's got a red star. That's required. When I do this, I'm going to get a list of all of my different accounts, and just as before, I have all those capabilities of showing the filter choices if I want to go through, 500 accounts to associate with a particular one. I just do show my filter choices, and then I can use my type ahead. So anything that starts with WE, and I think there's that Wigner, and we'll look at the next one here. Welk. We'll do Welk Resort Center. And then it'll filter that for me. It'll be the only one on the list here in a second. I click it, and I say OK, and now I've picked that opportunity. Same thing with a contact. Okay? So I hope that's given you enough information to start your evaluation. As you're going through, you're going to have questions. Feel free to email me at info@skylightsystems.com with any questions you might have, and I'll be sure to get right back to you to answer any questions that pop up. But again, the idea was I want to show you how the system works, give you enough to get started, and mouse around and enjoy it and see if it'll work for your business. I bet it will. Again, this is Dave Chenault with Skylight Systems. Thanks for your time.